Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Calandra here, senior partner at Ramos Law. And let me tell you, one of the things I love, TV shows, movies about legal stuff, going all the way back to when I was a kid watching LA Law. That was one of my favorite shows, played a role in me becoming an attorney. And today we're going to be looking at Courtroom TV show clips. How to get away with murder.
Vic, what is VIP results?
My understanding is it's a high-end travel agency.
Were you aware of the illegal aspects of this high-end travel agency when you hired them to relocate? Ms. Keating?
Objection, testifying for the witness.
Overruled. Answer, Mr. Vick.
I hired VIP results with very little knowledge of their process.
Did you know that they create fake passports?
Objection, prejudicial.
Overruled. Allow Mr. Vick to speak.
I don't know any of the specifics.
So there's no phone recordings or paper trail to contradict you. I'm only asking in case you may have forgotten.
You don't want to look over to your lawyer when you're being cross-examined before you answer a question. It's not a good idea because it sends the message that you're being coached to say what your lawyer wants you to say. So when he does that little glance, that's a no-no. And so let's see what happens after he does that.
I invoke my Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination.
Because you're involved in Ms. Keating's conspiracy.
So the lawyer didn't say anything about it, but now he's throwing the Fifth Amendment out, right? And so most of you know, Fifth Amendment means you don't have to testify to anything that's going to incriminate you or make you guilty of a crime. So he's throwing that out, which means he doesn't have to answer the question. So we'll see what the lawyer does with that.
Objection, pleading the fifth cannot be used against the witness.
Sustained.
Are you just protecting your daughter, Michaela Pratt?
Counsel is in contempt, Judge.
That's enough, Mr. Ballas.
Are you aware that your daughter, Michaela Pratt, is a murder suspect along with Ms.
Every
Keating?
word out of Mr. Ballott's mouth is a lie, Your
Check
Honor.
with the FBI. They will corroborate that Ms. Keating is a person of interest in this case.
And how would you know that? Do you have an in with the FBI?
You're bugging their phones just like you're doing, Mr. Vick.
I have no statements on anyone's...
So the judge has lost control of this courtroom. This kind of nonsense is not what you're typically going to see in a courtroom. This is Hollywood drama. Judges don't usually let lawyers just start screaming back and forth at each other like this. So we'll see if the judge ropes him in here a little bit.
Then how would you know who Mr. Vick had spoken to or that I'd asked him to research and move out of the country?
Why don't we ask Mr. Vick the question?
Your client owns a major telecom company. Who else are you illegally recording? Judge Gage here?
I'm calling for a recess.
This is why I want to run, Judge.
Even if it means considering illegal activities.
So you admit to illegal behavior?
I'm a partner in a major law firm. I won a damn Supreme Court case. I'm the most powerful I've ever been.
She's the most powerful she's ever been. So notice the judge doesn't have control of this courtroom still. The lawyers still do. The judge has called for a recess. Everything should stop. It's not stopping because she doesn't have control of the courtroom. The lawyers have taken control. Again, pretty unusual for this to happen in a real courtroom.
And here I am considering disappearing because I'm afraid for my life. That's the reason why we're here. Not to make up stories about me being a killer, but to protect me from Xavier Castillo. Are you okay with me dying, Judge? Either you protect me or they kill me. It's your choice.
So you see there where she says he's in contempt. Well, lawyers don't get to decide who's in contempt and who's not in contempt. That's a judge's role. And as you can see there, the judge just kind of ignores it. If you're being held in contempt, that can be a very bad thing. You can be fined, you can be thrown in jail, and that comes directly from the judge, not from the other lawyer. A lawyer can certainly ask a judge to hold someone in contempt. Happens all the time, but that's a judge decision.